Welcome back, everyone. We have a very important question. You have a 10-hour RLCS flight. Where are you going to sit? Let's get right into it. Let's go right into it right here. Shout out to, I guess WAVEPUNK made this. I think he made it. I'm not sure. On Twitter, go follow him. I hear he's a lovely guy. You know, one of my best friends. So shout out to WAVEPUNK here. But we're going to break this down into where do you want to sit on a 10-hour flight. Say, I don't know, say there was like a third major or like some random event, and right after everyone has to go to the World Championship. That's what I'm going to base this on. Say it's on like, you know, middle of the U.S., and then you're taking a 10-hour flight to France, and we're going to the World Championship. So let's break this down. First, before we get into it, we're going to have plane tiers. We're going to have seats where they are tiered, so don't you worry. We're going to break this all down. But first, I want to go into the realistic approach of this flight, and we'll break down where everyone is sitting, and we'll go based on that, right? First off, for realism's sake, let's just go down from the bottom and work our way up. For the most part, it seems relatively normal. I think most people, though, you would never choose a middle seat over an aisle seat, so maybe those are a little bit odd. But maybe you get randomly assigned and what is your best seat. A couple of notes here that I think are unrealistic. First off, Rizzo and Athena right here. Hopefully we can see the mouse. Sometimes we can see the mouse, sometimes we can't. There we go. Rizzo and Athena, definitely this is unrealistic. They would be in first class. Come on. Let's be real here. They're not going to schlep it out with all of us. Come on. They'll be in first class. So that is already one note there. Number two, unrealistic. One, a lot of these players probably have made lots of money. So a lot of these guys would also be in first class. But for me, personally, say we're in the front row, I would assume I'm going to base this on extra leg room, right? Extra leg room, I am not going to pay for. I'm just not going to do it. I've had this conversation a lot with the casters before. Some of them, they will upgrade their flights from time to time to get, you know, first class or business class or whatever you call it. And I'm like, I would absolutely never do it because the entire flight, I would just be in my head counting down the money per hour that I just wasted. Absolutely not going to do it. We've even talked about it. They're like, would you do it for $25? So, no, I don't even think I would do it for that. So unrealistic to have me in an extra legroom spot unless I got randomly upgraded. Besides that, sure. You know, most people are not going to choose middle seats, but that's fine. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. We'll probably move these tiers as we go. So we'll start at the bottom. We'll start at number 10, Arsenal and Shogun. Not a terrible seat, honestly. I think, you know, the vibes would be great. Have some good, funny moments, I think, but they would be brief, right? You don't want a 10-hour flight where they're trying to one-up each other or anything like that. Honestly, I'm going to put this in S tier. I'm going to begin and be like, that's going to be a chill flight. You're going to have some entertainment, but for the most part, they're going to leave you alone. So we're going to start off with a banger and put them in S tier. Moving over to Rise and Vira, it's probably going to be some awkwardness. You know, they've teamed twice. Rise has been booted or whatever, or people left. It's like you're going to feel the energy. The energy is not going to be great, right? It's just, you can't even watch Vira's movies because they're all going to be in French unless he puts on, you know, some subtitles, but they're going to be in French, right? So you're not even going to be able to like see what he's watching and enjoy that while you're also enjoying your own movie. Rise, I think, would be pretty chill to sit next to. Like, honestly, it is a middle seat. We're not going to delve too much into the middle seat, like middle seats suck, more about the people around it, but it just feels like the aura around that seat is not going to be great. It's just not. So we'll put it in C tier because like it's not the worst. I think it'll be chill, but it's not great. Speaking of aura off the charts on the other side, we got Itachi and TRK. Like, come on, like that's a good seat right there. Like you're going to come off the plane cooler than you entered the plane, right? Just by being around that aura. So right there, that's already an A. That's got to be an A. Like, I don't have too much else here. It just, you're going to be cooler coming off the flight. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. And I think this might be my first F tier, sitting in seat 4. For a couple of reasons. One, if either of these long neck guys fall asleep, those necks are going to get flaccid, and they're just going to be whipping around, and you're going to get a concussion, right? You're going to get hit by one of those two necks. It's going to be like a domino effect, like Zen hitting into Alpha, him hitting into you. You're going to have a concussion by the end of the flight. It's not something you want, right? So already, I'm not happy about this. I'll probably be wearing a helmet. Number 2, there's something to be said about content creators from time to time that, like, there's some that, you know, they probably just want to be making content all the time. And I'm not trying to judge people here, but if there's anyone who's going to do that, it's going to be AlphaCap when he has a 10-hour flight to sit next to the greatest Rocket League player in the world in Zen. Do you know how annoying AlphaCap is going to be trying to make content around that? While Zen is going to want no part in it. I'm going to want no part in it, or whoever's sitting there, like, you're going to want no part in this. And, like, it just feels like that's just going to be a headache. So you're going to get two different headaches. You're going to get a concussion from the flaccid knee of the necks because they're going to fall asleep at some point. Number two, just the headache of AlphaCap trying to make content with Zen, where Zen's trying to be polite and trying to be like, no, I'm good. But AlphaCap's going to do it anyway. And it's like, it's just not good. That is an F tier right there. Moving on, we got Herk and Monkey Moon sitting pretty. Monkey Moon is a big dude, though, you know, like, he's got broad shoulders. Like, him sitting in the middle, like immediately, I'm like, Herk, you're probably the smallest person on this flight. Probably smaller than, like, a 10-pound dog. You should be sitting in the middle. All right. Like, Monkey Moon needs the space. He's going to be bumped by the aisle the entire time. But that's the first thing I would say. But if you have to sit here, you're going to be crowded out by Monkey Moon. Obviously, you give up the 2 middle armrests, right? To the middle seat. That is what you do. But, like, if Monkey Moon was on the aisle, though, too, like, he's Monkey Moon. He's, like, the GOAT. You're going to give up your middle armrest anyway, because this is Monkey Moon. And honestly, what are you going to do? Are you going to try and ask Monkey Moon to be nicer? No, because I would be afraid. I would be very afraid. I think because of Monkey Moon and the broadness of his body, that seat is just not going to be that comfortable. It's just not. Like, you might become a greater Rocket League player by sitting next to him without even playing Rocket League, but I don't think it's enough. I'm going to put this into the C tier there. Moving over to, obviously, the worst seat. The absolute worst seat. Well, worst or best seat, depending on how you want to fly. You're definitely going to have a headache. Two, so real quick, funny story. Tbates, I don't think he understands personal space. And I just want to bring this up. We had after the major, myself, Garrett, one other person as well, that we knew, and Tbates had to take a bus, 3-hour bus, to the airport of Heathrow, right? Because we were in Birmingham, and we had to get there. So it was like a 3-hour bus ride, right? Bus is completely empty, right? We're the only people on this bus, basically. There might have been one other person. I'm not really sure. So I sit down in, like, the third row. Like, you want to get out quick, right? That's another thing about being in the higher rows, that is what you would prefer. So I sit down. I put my bag down for a second or whatever. Tbates just decides to sit right next to me. And I'm like, bro, there is no one on this bus. It is a 3-hour ride. Also, we're doing this at like 5 a.m. after the major. We're all dead tired, right? And I was like, what are you doing? And Garrett G is dying laughing. Ask him on the stream. He's dying laughing. I'm not sure why, because how I called out Tbates, or because, like, Tbates, what are you doing? Finally, Tbates moves basically right across the way, like diagonal. So we can still talk and stuff, you know. It was nice. But I'm like, dude, personal space, man. There's no one on this bus. Like, sit in your own row. Like, what are you doing? So right there, personal space with Tbates. He's going to be rubbing your arm all the time in that middle seat. Two, obviously, Tbates and JohnnyBoy. This is not like a persona thing. Like, you know how sometimes there's a persona that you put on air, right? Like, I think we all have that to a certain degree. JohnnyBoy and Tbates really don't have that. That is just them. And when their two personas clash, we've had some awkward green room moments. I'm not going to lie. At times where they are arguing against one another. We've had awkward break time desk moments, even at the last major, where I'm sitting there and I'm like, Wave, I don't want to be in the middle of this. All right. This is going to be an awkward and argumentative flight. You do not want to be in that seat. Some people might find it entertaining. I would not. I've seen it enough. Do not want a part of that. Moving over. Go over to Rizzo and Athena. Obviously, that they're going to be cuddling up. They're about to be married. Congrats to them. The main issue, though, is look at this guy's face. This guy's face just screams small bladder. Just screams it. He is going to get up at least 5 times to go pee. Absolutely. 100%. And Athena will probably get up as well. But Rizzo is going to be so goddamn annoying that he is just going to get up all the time when you just fall asleep in that aisle seat, he is going to have to get up and go to the bathroom and wake you up and ruin your entire flight because of that. For that reason alone, I'm going with D for seat 7 there. Moving on. We got Justin and Reynolds. Probably a little bit of awkwardness with the trade going on, but honestly, 2 very cool dudes. And honestly, I don't think it'd be a problem. I think this is one of the prime time seats on this plane. I think they would leave you alone. It'd be very chill. They're probably good friends anyway, that they don't really care about the trade. Probably 2 of the most like wholesome dudes that you could have to sit next to on a plane. I honestly have no problems with this. I'm putting this in S. It's near the front as well, so you're going to get off that plane quick. Depends if you checked a bag or not, because if you didn't check a bag, you definitely want to be in one of those front seats. If you did check a bag, it really doesn't matter, because it's going to take a while anyway for that bag to get off the flight. A little known fact, I think a few of us do this. Most don't, but I do. I never check a bag, or I try to never check a bag. I pack all my suits and all that stuff into a carry-on, so I don't have to deal with any of that, so I don't have to lose a bag or any of that nonsense. I just don't bring shoes, because I wear very black shoes anyway that you don't even notice, and you don't see them on air anyway. So a little known fact there. But I think sitting number 2, you're going to be chilling. You're going to be chilling, having a good flight. Moving over to 6. 6 is going to be a little awkward because they're going to the World Championship. They're going to be battling against one another, Coach Farrar versus Coach Sathieu. Like, might be a little bit of like, I don't want to talk to you too much, but at the end of the day, again, 2 very likable dudes. Not a bad seat. It is a middle seat, but we're not going to worry about that too much here. You'll probably become a smarter Rocket League player without even talking to them, just by osmosis, being next to them. I think this is another S tier. We're going to go with another S tier here. This is just going to be a chill flight. It's like going to be nice. You got the extra leg room, which is awesome. So, like, absolute S tier here. And then finally, number 1. Obviously, number 1 for a reason, so you don't even have to read the rest of the sheet. You're sitting next to me. Like, come on, guys. This is going to be a fantastic flight. I'm going to give you your space if you want it. If you want to chat about Rocket League, I'm down to. If you want to play some Steam Deck, man, like, I got my Steam Deck there. Play some, like, Mario Party or something. Shouldn't be on the Steam Deck, but it's on my Steam Deck, so let's have a good time. Let's just have a good time, right? You know, we're going to be chilling. Torsos is there, too. We're going to have some good moments of comedy as well. Torsos, been around forever. He's another old man like me, so we'll probably both snore. That's the only issue. But, like, we're just going to have a grand old time, and I don't think there's going to be a problem on this flight at all. Also, extra legroom. Like, you can't go wrong here. This is another S tier, so we don't even have a B tier. I'm just going to delete that here. We don't even need that. We don't even need that. But here you go. Here are your tiers of where you are going to sit. And honestly, let me know why I'm wrong in the comments below. But I think we did a fairly good job here. And I think for the most part, you just want to avoid 4 and 3. That left side of the plane and those 2 seats, you just don't want it. You're going to get a concussion in 4 and a headache. And in number 3, you're also going to get a headache. No one wants that on a 10-hour flight. You just don't. So watch out for those. But besides that, I mean, most of these are pretty good. Outside of the small bladder of Rizzo, I think you'll be doing okay. It's not too bad. Again, Monkey Moon, like, he's got broad shoulders. Like, also with my seat, too. Like, you know, I'm a little bit of a bigger guy. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to be, you know, cuddling with Torsos. So you'll be fine there. So you don't have to worry about that. But Monkey Moon, like, that's some broadness going on, man. So so you got to watch out for that. If you're a smaller person, 8 is great. For me, personally, I'm not going near 8. Just not going near it at all. Yeah, some good seats on this plane. Yeah, it would be a great World Championship. We'd have some good stories off of that for the desk and all that stuff. But it would be a good time. It would definitely be a good time. But let me know, what is the worst seat? What is the best seat in the comments below? This is not exactly 15 minutes, but we got close for you guys on Reddit. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.